We're based in Canada. We have a great team, great project. We're drilling. We're fully funded for the next 2 years, and we're hitting amazing results, top-notch results for Canada. We're looking for copper and gold, and we're only 15 holes into our program, and we started to get an aha moment that this has a possibility to be a real mine. Yeah, historically on our drilling, we drilled along a drill fence last year. We had 7 holes. One was an east-west, but most of them were vertical along a fence, and we hit copper and gold all the way from the top. Our first hole was 130 meters of over 1%, and this year what we did is we added a third dimension. So last year we had a 2-dimension. This year we added a third dimension, so we could start to understand the geometry a little more. And what we saw is we started to get some really great hits. But we did a partnership with Teck resources. They funded us, a great funding, by the way, James. We got a premium on our stock, and we got charity flow through on top of that. So if you actually look at it, it was almost 100% premium to the stock price that we were trading at. You add on to the fact that there's no warrants outstanding. One shareholder is going to hold on to it. That's as anti-dilutive for a dilutive event as you can get. But Teck said, listen, we want scale. We love that you guys have great grade, but we want scale. Big companies get involved with these projects. They want a long life of mine. They want to make sure these mines last for 20, 30 years, because guess what? Copper and gold go up and down, and they want to stay alive when the prices go down, and they really want to generate cash when it goes up. And the key to that is having scale. That's the number one thing in a good jurisdiction. So they want us to step out into hole 2309. It's a significant step out to the east, almost 700 meters. And this was based on geochemical work and geophysical work, but there was no historical drilling within 500 meters of this drill hole. So we really had no idea if we were going to hit. Look, exploration is kind of like baseball. If you hit 300, you make it to the Hall of Fame. That's really good for exploration. So the expectation's there's always a chance you're going to miss. So we drilled this hole, James, and we hit right from the top. We hit 120 meters almost of 0.4% copper equivalent. And that's significant. And what we noticed after hole 9, we actually drilled hole 10 and 11, and they're east-west. They're coming away from the contact zone of the copper porphyry stock. And what we started to realize was that the mineralization actually dips away from the porphyry stock as opposed to going towards it, which is what we thought happened when we drilled hole 2309. So in retrospect, we actually realized we drilled in the opposite direction of where we should have drilled. But the fact that we hit great grade right from surface of 0.4% copper equivalent really shows that there's a lot of smoke and a really big potential for there to be fire underneath in this zone, which is a huge step out. So we're going to go back there to the 2309 area. We realize it adds huge scale. But you also got to realize not only is it open near 2309, it's open south. It's open east of there, so there's a big possibility there. So we want to attack that. We really want to build the scale. Again, we've got the project, we got the team, we got the great location. It's an hour and 10 minutes from the city of Smithers, and we have the size, and we definitely have the grade. We're hitting bornite, chalcopyrite, and chalcocite in almost every drill hole. Of course it does. So we're going to go and drill some more holes in the area of 2309, whether it be this year or next year. But we did 2 financings with Teck within a 2-month period. We raised almost $6 million. So we're fully funded for extended drill program this year, and we're fully funded for a program next year. It's just what's the sequence of the events and when we're going to drill the holes and why. So again, we're going to go back to that east area, but we're also going to attack the South Copper Gold Zone, because everything that we're drilling really is coming up aces. And we're waiting for those assays. And look, I say this all the time. You can have pictures. You can have XRF. That's for the traders. We don't want the traders involved in the stock. We believe we're the blue chip of junior exploration companies. We believe all the truth kind of comes out in the end. And we want to face our results head on. We really do believe we have something. So the only important thing where rubber hits the road is your assays. We have a lot of assays coming out, and we're cautiously optimistic they're going to be really good. Just keep on drilling, keep on giving good results. The only way you have sustainable return, a long-term future, and eventually a liquidity event, which I think most junior companies want to have, you got to find that deposit. And how you do that is you put as many meters in the ground as possible. You do it in a safe jurisdiction where the country's not going to take the ore body away from you. And the last thing is you put as much dollars in the exploration versus G&A. And if you look at our balance sheet, I think we put about 90% of the money that we have into the ground. So that maximizes your chance for success. Finding a deposit, getting that liquidity event, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Our job is to make that haystack as small as possible. And from what we've done in the last 18 months, I think there's proof in the pudding there. We've created a blueprint. We just want to kill the market with really, really good results. Well, I want to run a junior mining company. I think the question is what drew my attention to NAC. It wasn't one geo, it wasn't two geos, it was three geos all banging on the door and saying, this NAC thing is for real. I'm a retail investor when it comes down to it, and all I saw was historical work. But when you peel back the onion, what you realize, there's very little drilling done on this project. Sure, there's 20,000 meters, but the average depth of the drilling was about 175 meters, and most of it was done in the mid-90s when copper was 60 cents a pound and gold was $300 an ounce. And when I talk to these geos that all had a wealth of experience, one of them helped discover Grasberg, one of them helped discover Kamoa. They say there's a lot more to the story, and what you have to do is you have to attack these targets, those are great targets, and you got to drill to depth. So you got to drill below 200 meters. And as you can see from a very first drill hole, we hit great results, and we're continuing to do it. So again, it's putting your faith and your understanding in the experts. And you know, the last person I want to talk about is Charlie Gregg. Charlie worked for GT Gold. He was a VPX there. They sold the company for $400 million to Newmont. You want the geologist that made the most recent discovery in the area, and we have him. He's on our team. He's helping directing where the drill holes go with NeoPro. So we really do have the ingredients. We just want to bake that cake, and I think very soon the retail market's going to have that big aha. And you already see the institutions are coming in. Teck made 2 recent investments recently, and they're not stupid. Assays, and more assays. Our stock ticker is AE, traded as American Eagle on the TSX Venture. I think the big weakness for us, not enough people know about us. That creates an opportunity for retail and for investors. So just look at our story, watch our videos, look at our presentation. I think you'll like what you see.